Good afternoon, Connor kiddos. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Before I forget, yesterday, nobody guessed my Marco Polo question correctly. So the answer was all of them. He was a boy that lived in Italy 700 years ago, wrote a book for Christopher Columbus that inspired him, and what was the other one? Oh, went to China and lived there for 24 years. So since nobody guessed, and didn't get my Star Wars candy correct, I'm going to give this to the biggest Star Wars fan in our school that I think it is. And I think it's Andrew Leishman. So Andrew, when you pick up your homework packet tomorrow, this will be sitting there for you, okay? Also, remember if you're a first grader, you get your treat tomorrow. I'll be baking up a storm today. So make sure your mom or dad stop by your homework packet in first grade and grab your treat, okay? So today for Cinco de Mayo, we're reading Chicks and Salsa. It's by Erin Reynolds and illustrated by Paulette Bogan and has really cute pictures, and it's a fun story. And in the front, there's recipes. This one's called Hog Wild Nachos, and it's Ashton's turn to cook tonight for dinner, so he's decided he's making these. I'll let you know how they turn out. Okay, Chicks and Salsa. Love this picture on the front. There were grumblings in the hen house of Nuthatcher Farm. The chickens were tired of chicken feed, and the rooster took it upon himself to solve their problem. Look at that tired chicken. Look at the horse. Miss Nuthatcher, the farmer's wife, had started watching cooking shows in the afternoon. She must have been in quarantine too. The rooster was perched on a fence post outside the farmhouse window when he discovered the solution to his problem. Salsa. Led by the rooster. Oh, I forgot. See this cute little mouse? He's hidden on every single page with little sunglasses on, so see if you can find him when I turn the pages. Led by the rooster, the chickens crept into the garden where they took tomatoes and uprooted onions. Look at this one. So afraid he's gonna get caught. That night, the chickens ate chips and salsa. So did the little mice. And though nobody was quite certain where the chickens got the chips, the tasty tang of tomatoes and onions hung over the barnyard, and the rooster said, "Olé." Okay. Very soon, there were mumblings at the duck pond of Nuthatcher Farm. Inspired by the chickens, the ducks decided they were tired of fish. With the rooster's encouragement, the ducks dipped into the garden where they selected cilantro and gathered garlic. Yum. I love garlic. That night, the ducks ate guacamole, though nobody was quite certain where the ducks got the avocados. The spicy scent of garlic and cilantro hung over the barnyard, and the duck said, "Olé." Look at the pig in the bushes. The next morning, okay, this page is for my dad who loves pigs, and because these ones are so funny with their facial expressions. The next morning, there were mumblings and rumblings in the pig pen of Nuthatcher Farm. Overwhelmed by the enticing aromas, the pigs decided they were tired of slop. While the rooster distracted Farmer Nuthatcher, the pigs plodded into the garden where they borrowed beans and chopped chilies. Is that a good distraction? Oh no, he's dead. Look at the cute little babies. That night, the pigs ate nachos, though nobody was quite certain where the pigs got the nacho cheese sauce. The delightful deliciousness of cheese and chilies hung over the barnyard, and the pig said, "Olé!" As everyone knows, when a passion for Southwestern cuisine takes hold of animals on the farm, and so many sumptuous, spicy, savory scents collide in the barnyard, it can only lead to one thing. A fiesta! The rooster got things organized, and then he returned to his fence post to watch for a good enchilada recipe. The horses decorated the barn. Okay, this is my favorite picture. Look how cute! She's like a little seeker. The pigs. The best is that bull dancing around the sombrero. There's our cute mouse with the sunglasses. All the chickens, the ducks, and the pigs snuck into the garden, but all of their spicy southwestern supplies were gone. The scallions had been stolen, the peppers had been pilfered, and the limes had been lifted. But there were slurpings in the kitchen of Nuthatcher Farm. Stirred by the succulent smells in the barnyard, Mrs. Nuthatcher decided to make tamales for the county fair. A saucy sweetness hung over the farmhouse kitchen, and Mrs. Nuthatcher said, "Olé." Now I'm hungry for tamales. So good. Disappointed. The animals canceled the fiesta. That evening, the chickens ate their chicken feed. The ducks ate their fish. Pigs ate their slop. Sad they are. But while the Nuthatchers were at the fair, the rooster crept in the kitchen and he borrowed a French cookbook. The next morning, the rooster ate crepes with white grapes and champagne sauce, and though nobody was quite certain where the rooster learned how to read, a satisfied smile stretched over the rooster's beak, and the rooster said, "Ooh la la." That's the story. And then there's two more recipes: guacamole and rooster's roasted salsa. We might have to try those too. So, oh yes, it says start making hay in the kitchen. So, what are you gonna have for your dinner tonight? Hopefully something yummy, and maybe you can go to Cafe Rio and order out. But it's Ashton's turn to cook tonight. Everybody gets a turn, and everybody has a turn to do dishes, and he chose to make nachos, and I am in charge of dishes tonight, which means it's gonna be a huge mess all over the kitchen. But that's the way it goes at this house. So we'll see how it goes. Kate, are you sound asleep? She's very tired today. Okay. Have a great Cinco de Mayo, and I will see you tomorrow in the library, probably about 9 o'clock. We'll do Facebook Live. Don't forget your book so we can see who the next winner is of treats, okay? Bye.